you're using webinars to drive leads or nurture your customer relationships, this is a great way to put the power of HubSpot and Zoom together. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use workflows to connect the two together and also make your invitations and management of attendees a lot easier. So in the first part of this process, we need to make sure we have all the assets set up for our webinar campaign before we jump into workflows. So real quick, I'm just going to review what those are in case you haven't done this before. So first things first, you want to set up your campaign. So in this case, you're going to give a campaign name. All the assets we create in HubSpot are going to be tied to that. So we've got that set. Second of all, we created 3 promo emails. So we've got promo email number 1, 2, and 3 here that are set for automation for us to invite audiences to. We've got a webinar confirmation, which is a confirmation that they have registered. So we will pull this up here. I'll show you what this looks like. We do use a confirmation from us with our branding on it. And then we also use the Zoom confirmation because that gives specific details about the Zoom webinar link and the calendar invite. So I'm going to go into that here in a second. Now, we also have one more email that we use. This is kind of a strategic tip here, a webinar question, which is anybody that registers a couple of days in, we'll ask them, hey, is there anything specific that you want to get from this webinar? We do also ask that on their form on the page as well. This gives us a chance to ask the question and also put a face in their inbox relative to the content that we are sharing. So now that we have those details, let's go over to Zoom and make sure we have our webinar set up. So again, for this particular demonstration, we're using Zoom webinars, not Zoom meeting, Zoom webinars. So you do need to set up a webinar. So here, if you haven't done that before, you can go ahead and schedule a webinar. If you have done it and you do webinars quite often, you can set up a webinar template that allows you to standardize the settings in Zoom. And so when you do this repeatedly, it actually goes really quickly. So here we're actually going to look at this webinar that we set up. This is going to be our webinar ID. This is what we need in order for us to sync HubSpot and Zoom together. When I click on edit, it'll show me again all the settings. This part isn't important. You could paste the description and objectives here. We're just going to leave this blank for now. And then we're going to see that we have email settings here on the backside. So we've turned off the attendee email and the absentee email. We're actually going to manage this from our marketing team. But here we do want to send a confirmation email to registrants upon registration. So this means that, hey, you have registered. This is the confirmation. Include a calendar invite. This is why we use the Zoom native confirmation as well as ours, because we don't want to worry about the whole add to calendar event, because in today's world, if people don't have a calendar event, they don't come. So we do use this natively. And then we do also send a reminder email 1 hour and 1 day before, because again, this includes the link to Zoom. So I know for myself, when I'm going through my inbox, trying to figure out if I had an invite somewhere, if I'm looking just for the word Zoom, this then makes it easier on the attendee. So you can send one a week before, a day before, whatever. But again, keep in mind, you do want to customize that subject line because they are, looking for that to come to you. So this is going to be how that looks. There's a lot of other stuff here with the webinar, but we're just going to focus on this specific aspect. So we are going to need this webinar ID. So I'm actually going to grab this from here because this is a little bit easier. This is the webinar ID I need, and that's what we're going to use in our workflow. So now let's go to our workflows. We're going to create one from scratch. And we're going to use our trigger behavior as a form submission. So when we set up the webinar, the other thing that we did in addition to emails is we're using in this demonstration a landing page in HubSpot that has all the details about the webinar. So you can see we've got the webinar headline. This page is set up, so we've got details here. We've got a custom form for this particular webinar. If you do a lot of webinars, a good tip here is to use the same form and then use the page trigger as the form submission, not just the form submission itself, because then if you change your questions, you don't have to change 50 different other forms. But in this case, again, we're just using this form for this particular demonstration. So we have the required fields of first name, last name, company email, and then what do you hope to learn in this webinar? Quick tip, now that we have the ability to use Breeze to go in and understand context inside of an open text field, this is going to be super powerful in the future, going in and saying, hey, if it mentions anything like this, help assign this value. We're not going to demonstrate that here in this workflow, but that's going to be a tip that you may want to check out in the future. So again, this is going to be a form that we had to set up, and then the page, and then we're here in this workflow. So here on the form submission, we're going to say they submitted this webinar, HubSpot and Zoom info webinar. Again, we're talking about Zoom webinars syncing, but our webinar is about Zoom info. So not confusing at all. But we're going to go here to next, and that's going to be all we need to start this workflow. Now, in order for them to get the confirmation email, we do need to make sure that they are a marketing contact. So we do need to cover that stage. But the most important piece right away is making sure that anybody that submits this form is then moved over to Zoom as quickly as possible. So once you've integrated Zoom, so again, let's actually go to our our Zoom integration set up because I do want to show you that here real quick. So when you integrate, we don't want to do that. When you integrate Zoom, you've got Zoom meetings and then you've got Zoom webinars. So let's actually look for Zoom here. What we're looking for is this Zoom, not HubSpot app for Zoom meetings, but this Zoom here. And you've got all the different things about your Zoom, like we use it for meetings as well. But if you click on the home tab and you happen to have a webinar subscription, whoever owns the webinar seat in Zoom needs to be the one that integrates this with HubSpot. So in this case, that is me, but we need to go down here to our webinars. And here I've got it set to automatically sync for new webinars by default. So in this case, we're going to be going down here and looking to make sure that webinar I was speaking of is synced here. It also gives me the webinar ID. I do double check every time just to make sure that ID is the same as the ID here. Again, can't be too careful. I've never had it fail me, but again, if you needed to go find that ID, it's here as well. So I wish it gave it to me in the workflow, but it doesn't. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our workflow now. So since we have that integrated correctly, it's going to come up when I look for my actions on Zoom, add contact to Zoom webinar. I'm going to go over here and grab this webinar ID, and I'm going to paste this in here like that. So first of all, what we need to do is remove our spaces. So we're going to add that here, click save, and that's as easy as it is to add someone to that webinar. So that's going to take care of the piece of firing them over to Zoom. Now we want to make sure they get our confirmation email. So the first thing we need to do is make sure they are a marketing contact. So set marketing contact status here. If you do not have marketing contacts in your portal because you're existing with an older version of HubSpot, you may not have to do this step. Or if you go to look for set marketing contact here, and it doesn't come up, there's a good chance that you don't have it in your portal. So someone will get the email automatically. So if you do this though, this is a kind of best practice measure against making sure that they get the email. So in this case, we've set them as a marketing contact, and now we're going to send them the email to confirm that they registered, and we're going to have that email come from us. So it's going to the enrolled contact. We're going to say, let's see here, webinar confirmation. And again, that email looks like this. So this webinar confirmation, they would have gotten one from Zoom shortly, either at the same time or shortly thereafter. This is the one that they're going to get from us. So we're going to save that. And now this is as much as we would need to do as a minimum we got the form submission, we've got them added to a Zoom webinar, we've got them set as a marketing contact, and then they get the confirmation email. Now, something else that I like to do is if you happen to have a opportunity to have conversations about the content that's upcoming, we also have an email that is a question. So in this case, we're saying, hey, do you have any questions about the upcoming webinar? So in this case, I'm going to pull this open. We'll look at what this looks like. So this is a very basic, it looks much more like a one-to-one email, but we're sending it using the workflow. Hi there, hope you're having a great day. I noticed you signed up for our webinar about this. What would you like to learn or get? I'm working on the content, so on and so forth. So I've had a good success rate and people responding to this and having conversations about what we can do. So I'm going to add this into our workflow here, and we're going to send that email. Now, if I keep it like this, it's going to send right away. And so that's not what we're going to do. So we want to say a delay of 2 days. Actually, we're just going to delay here until 2 days before the webinar. So we're going to say until a date property, and the date's going to be on date. Let's see here. That's not what I want. Until a calendar date. There we go. So we're going to say until, so the webinar is actually on the 28th. So we're going to say, don't send this until Monday, Tuesday, the 26th. So let's go the 26th, and time of day, we're going to send this at 8 o'clock Central, and we're going to use that time zone. If the contact reaches this delay after the date, you can add a branch to send this contact to a different set of actions. So we will say yes. If it's after this date, then the branch is just, they're going to do nothing. So on the assigned date here, if they reach this after that, they're not going to get another email. So in this case, we're going to name this the webinar registration flow, and we're going to call it HubSpot plus Zoom info August 28th. Okay. So this gives us the registration and flow. So that's going to be step 1. Now, step 2 is making sure you go through and set up the workflow to invite people to the webinar. So what we did is we created 3 emails, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to have a list membership be triggering our invites. So when they're a member of the list invite, Let's see here. Website invite, HubSpot, and Zoom info. So this is a static list. And the reason I like doing this is you can tell the sales team or you can have yourself put people on this list and it's a controlled list of invites. And then we can control the details rolling out to them. So in this case, we're not going to allow them to re-enroll because we don't want them to get this twice. But once they are added to the list, they get the original invite. So let's go ahead and put all 3 emails in here. So we're going to say email promo number 1. So this is webinar promo number 1. We'll go back and add our delays in here in a moment. Let's go through here and we're going to go send email. We're going to go promo number 2. All right, so let's send our next one. Send the email number 3. Promo and 3, I believe, is the second one here. Yes. Okay. So we've got all of these promos, and these are again marketing emails. So in order for people to get this, we do need want to make sure that they are a marketing contact. So let's not forget that step. So marketing contact status set as marketing contact. Okay, we are getting there. All right, so for this particular segment, we also may want to set our settings here to not invite. So if, let's say, the sales team or somebody accidentally puts people on this list to invite them and we don't want them to get the invite, you want to make sure and add that suppression list. So let's add our customers here as well, or lifecycle, company lifecycle is customer. Again, that's going to suppress people from being on this list. Now, the other thing we want to do as far as a workflow goal would be we want to say our goal is when they happen to be on the list. So we created a list earlier of the people that have registered. So webinar, registered, HubSpot, and Zoom info. So this would be one way to do it. Or we could say that they have submitted that form. So again, we're going to use list membership as our criteria to meet a workflow goal. So this will tell us how many people registered from these emails. It'll also then tell us, it'll also remove people from getting additional emails if they in fact join that list. And that is an active list. So now that we've done that, we've got webinar promo number 1, 2, and 3. We want to set the dates that these are going out because we want to add people to that workflow list. So let's do this. Let's say delay. We're going to delay this until our first one's going to be sent on what is today. So today's the 21st. So we're going to say that it's going to be sent today and we're going to send it at 3 o'clock p.m. And we're going to send it 3 o'clock p.m. We're just going to use the account time. And then if they reach this delay after this, you can send them to a different branch. Let's see here. Do I want to send them to a different branch? Yes, I'm going to send them to a different branch. Okay, so delay, if it's after the assigned date, then we're going to simply go to this particular action. So we're going to go to action and we're going to send them here. So we're just going to skip this first one. They're going to go right to the second email. And then if they skip this first, if they miss this last one, we'll send them to this like happening tomorrow. So again, let's do this one again. Let's add our delay in here. We're going to add a delay until a calendar date. So the next email is going to go out on, that was the 21st. It's going to go out on the 25th. And we're going to send it again. We're going to send this one this time at 7:45 a.m. Central. And we're going to say save. And that second branch that goes out, so if they reach this after that date, then we're going to say after the assigned date, let's just move them to this final one, go to this email and done. And then this last one, we're going to add a delay and we're going to put this right before the calendar date, which is going to be this date here, the 27th, because this one says happening tomorrow. And the time of day, again, we're going to say 8:01 a.m. And here we go. Use the account time zone. We're going to add a branch because we don't want them to get that email at all. Okay, so if I review and publish this, right now it'll tell me how many people are members of that list. So nobody currently is a member of this list. And again, keep in mind, we won't want to turn this on because we don't have our other workflow turned on either. But if we had people in this list, in the static list, then it would start to enroll them into this contact. Happy HubSpotting and Zooming. Hopefully this is helpful. For more tips, tricks, and how-tos, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time.